Oh, hi, and welcome back to another episode. Another episode with tofu. No, this is another 90s rom-com deep dive. And if you haven't seen the others, which you probably haven't, go check them out. Basically, I'm watching iconic 90s rom-coms for the first time because I haven't seen most of them, slash really any of them. But basically we're gonna be rating on 5 key categories. Of course I came up with the categories because it's my channel, and yeah, lock in. Today's movie is Notting Hill. I'm not gonna lie, I had high expectations for this one, mainly because Julia Roberts is in it, aka the cheat code to any 90s rom-com, but we'll see how I really felt about it. It's set in a dreamy London neighborhood, starring Hugh Grant, and as I said, also Julia Roberts. But is it just a pretty face of a movie, or is there any real substance behind the iconic moments? Let's get into it. The movie opens with William Thacker, played by Hugh Grant, narrating over a montage that's showing Anna Scott, who is played by Julia Roberts, a world famous movie star, which, I mean, basically she's playing herself, let's be for real. It's essentially a love letter to celebrity culture, if you will. And it also instantly gives Anna's character this larger than life perspective. So then we meet William. He is divorced, a little awkward, and also runs a charmingly failing travel bookstore. Kind of random, but you know, we love a good niche. I only do one thing and it's travel books. It's a classic setup. The small, ordinary man versus the larger-than-life celebrity woman. I mean, not that every woman is a celebrity, but they could be if they wanted to. This dynamic works because Hugh Grant plays this sort of like self-deprecating loser. Not loser, but like he is a little self-deprecating and is actually conscious enough to understand that like this is a baddie and I'm nowhere near her league, as he should. So their meet cute moment happens when Anna walks into William's bookstore. She's looking at books, he's telling her, oh, not that one sucks. Oh, that one's also bad. But you know, she's kind of just ignoring him, also doing her own thing, also trying to be kind of ambiguous because she doesn't know if he recognizes her or not, but essentially everyone recognizes her, so it's safe to say that she is very well known. But you know, they have a little debacle. He's telling her not to buy it, she buys it anyway, and she's out of there. The interaction is short, but it introduces the characters. It's simple, but magical. Then they literally and physically bump into each other on the street. He spills his drink on her. It's a whole disaster. He invites her to his apartment or shall I say his flat, that is right across the street because he's like, I live right there. I can help you clean up, slash you can have a place to clean up. I'm so sorry. She goes, of course. If any man, you know, again, sign of the times, but like a man is inviting you to his house to clean up, like, ladies, let's be aware. Anyway, she goes to his flat to clean up, which is oh so convenient, and that's when she kisses him. Honestly, I was kind of shook that she kissed him so soon. I was like, wait, he didn't even work for it. Wait, he wasn't even begging for it. So I don't know. It was kind of shocking that it happened so fast, but you can tell that she was just like impressed and also like thankful for him not being a total weirdo and just like actually being kind towards her. So girl, get your kiss in. After Anna kisses William, he tells her that it was surreal but nice, which is obviously, if you kissed a celebrity, you'd be feeling the same way. Probably, maybe, and possibly. What follows this interaction is a sort of whirlwind, almost relationship, almost not, lots of messy things, celebrity things happening, but let's get into it. So William invites Anna to his sister Honey. I believe that's her name, Honey's little birthday party. And it's a bunch of awkward and unusual characters, but it's a very like wholesome setting. There's a lot of quirky British characters, especially Spike. He's not at the dinner, but Spike is William's roommate, and he is especially weird, but more so I would just say he is chaos reincarnated. More on him later. So this dinner party is probably one of the more charming scenes because Anna isn't just tolerating William's world, she's totally embracing it and like happy to be there and like most likely happy to be feeling normal as well, you know? So they have this moment where they're like, okay, this little treat goes to the person with the worst life story, which valid, I mean, that's some that me and my friends would do. Anna participates as a real life person instead of a celebrity. It's like, well, I had some messed up happen to me, so blah 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 blah, now where's my brownie? Like, she's actually sharing intimate details and actually being vulnerable and just like happy to be like, hey, I'm a human too, you know? So far so well, right? But of course the drama has to kick in at some point. So after a night out, William goes to Anna's hotel, or they're walking there together, but she's like, okay, let me go up and then you can come up a few minutes after me. He goes up. Oh, who answers the door? Anna's boyfriend. Yeah, her man, meanwhile she's pursuing this random guy in London. Yeah, anyway, so that's really devastating, especially for an average guy that thought he was really like going big, you know? So after this whole debacle, that is actually like, William is still very like respectful of Anna as he's meeting the boyfriend. He's like, oh, because the boyfriend thinks he is a bellboy, a busboy, what is that called? A room service person. Sorry, I don't know what that's called, but he thinks he's a room service person. William plays it off as if he is. Obviously he's not. He's a bookstore owner. Get that correct. But regardless, they go their separate ways. It's obviously not gonna happen and life moves on. Obviously, William is so devastated after this because first of all, he knows he's never gonna get a baddie like that. And also, he's just like so hung up on her because it's so fresh that like anyone that his friends try to like hook him up with or like put him on a date with, it's just not clicking. Even the one that did kind of like maybe tickle his fancy just didn't go the way that he wanted it to because, well, he's hung up on a dream girl celebrity. We can't blame him. So then William and Anna reconnect a couple months later. The timeline, I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but like I believe it's like a couple months later. They reconnect, she's in town. When this happens, I believe Anna's, I don't want to say her nudes, but explicit photos. It's implied that explicit photos of her were released, basically. So she's like down bad. She's like, I'm in this PR crisis. My, you know, scandalous photos are out there. Everyone wants a photo of me. Everything's going down bad. So she basically stays at William's apartment because it's kind of hidden / ambiguous / no one would know that she's there. So they're kind of having a cute little moment, you know. They're not totally romantic at first, but obviously things get very romantic very quickly. So at first Anna's feeling like, this was a great plan, no one knows I'm here, I'm living my life. Also, I'm loving spending time with you, William. Like, she's living it up. But then one morning, I'm trying to think, is this the first morning she stayed there? It might have been, I'm not totally sure. But basically one morning she wakes up, or really William wakes up and opens the door and there's a whole swarm of paparazzi right outside their door, and he's like, how could anyone have known? Like, I didn't tell anyone. But let's not forget Spike, his little flatmate. Of course Spike cannot not blab, because he's a yapper and also he's stupid and also he's obsessed with Anna Scott. So like, of course he's the only thing he admits to is telling his friends that Anna Scott was staying at his place. But like, let's be for real, I don't even know if Spike would have the bandwidth or wherewithal to even know, like, how can I reach out to paparazzi or PR to let them know that Anna Scott is here? I'm sure he just blabbed his mouth to his friends, but regardless, paparazzi show up there. Anna gets pissed with William, which I feel is kind of unfair, because, like, he didn't do anything. Be mad at Spike. Like, you don't have to be mad at the guy that was actually, like, for one, letting you stay at his place, and for two, keeping your little secret, you know? So within this moment of Anna kind of freaking out with the paparazzi being there, she says this line that newspapers last forever and I'll regret this forever. Which is like, girl, I understand you're mad that you got, like, found out and stuff, but, like, that is such a hurtful statement, especially to someone that was, like, doing something nice for you. Yeah, kind of crazy to say, incredibly hurtful. So of course, they split off in their separate ways again. This happens a lot. This happens a lot. Well, it really happens like 3 times. Maybe, yeah, like 3 times, but like one too many, you know? So of course, hearing that she'll regret this forever, even if she didn't really mean it towards William, William is absolutely devastated. He's getting emotionally whiplashed again by Anna, and it's all bad. So at this point, we're in the deep push-pull of their relationship. He feels like he's not good enough. She feels overwhelmed and vulnerable. It's just all bad. Okay, so the third and final time that Anna fucks over William is when William shows up to her set because he's like trying to get over her and stuff, but like one of William's friends tells him, like, did you know she's in town filming right now? Like, this is where they're filming, like, go see her on set. So William goes to see her on set. At first she's like kind of acting weird, but then they're like, okay, things are good, things are normal, like, I did miss you, by the way. And so he gets to stay on set for a little bit. He puts on those headphones that I believe connect to the boom. I should know this, I don't know. It connects to the audio that the actors have, essentially. And now that I'm thinking of it, I'm trying to think, is this even realistic, like, before filming, for him to hear what they're saying? Because I don't think the boom was close to them. Anyway, regardless, he's on set, and it's before they actually start shooting the scene. So Anna is just like talking to one of her co-stars, and one of her co-stars asks her, like, who is that guy that's, you know, sitting there and knows you? She's basically like, that guy over there, like, oh, he's just some guy from the past. I don't even know why he's here. What? What? Like, that is so rude, so hurtful. He opened his home to you, like, he's been nothing but nice to you. Like, what do you mean? I understand she's covering for herself. Okay, I should play devil's advocate because she, especially back in that time, paparazzi were crazy. Paparazzi would do anything to get a little glimpse inside your life, you know, pre-social media. Now people just put it out there willingly, but it was so insane. I was like, for you to say that to like your co-star who you probably don't even care what he thinks about you, like maybe a little bit, but like he seems like a douche, so like why are we caring? Anyway, kind of frustrating. William hears this. I don't think yeah, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that she doesn't know that William heard that, but regardless, she said it. So yeah, that's the third time she did some messed up stuff, and it's 3 strikes and you're out. So William dips, it's over, but then he doesn't really say anything to her. I think William just leaves the set. So then Anna comes into his bookstore, and she's like, I have a present for you. I've had it for a while, but like, I don't know when I was gonna give it to you, blah, blah, blah. And she even says something in reference to like, oh, I didn't know when to give it to you because I've behaved badly twice now. Like, girl, little did you know, he knows that you've behaved badly 3 times, not twice, but thrice. Essentially with this gift, Anna is asking for a second chance, and William says no. And honestly, very refreshing to see. Like, good for him. I feel like it's pretty rare in rom-coms for, I guess, is it rare or do they always do this and like reject them and then like, okay, no, I'll give you a final chance. Maybe they do. The brain is barely functioning. It's been a long day. But basically he's like, no, I'm not willing to be with you. Like, he basically explains that like he's not willing to experience another heartbreak due to her, which like valid, and also he's just a normal guy that lives in Notting Hill. Like, she's this huge movie star and has a totally separate life and like doesn't live there, and like he lives in Notting Hill, she lives in Beverly Hills, two different kinds of hills, you know? We don't live on the same hill. He basically says he's not gonna be able to handle another heartbreak from her, and her rebuttal to this, like, it seems that she hears him, but like her rebuttal is, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. She says that, and it's so beautiful. Also, is that another I'm just a girl meme reference? Like, I'm trying to find out where all of these like sayings originated from. I'm sure someone said it before then, but regardless, her saying I'm just a girl looking to be loved is like very valid. And also, I don't know why this movie kind of made me feel bad for celebrities. I mean, I already do. Like, just thinking of people like Justin Bieber and people like that, it's like, you literally have no privacy, you literally can't be a normal human being, and then people get mad when you don't act like a normal human being even though you haven't been treated like one for over a decade. Like, make it make sense. Anyway, regardless, the like not being able to have a normal love life is so devastating, because I feel like, especially in terms of dating in general, it's like, you know, we hear this all the time, like, oh, the dating pool is so small, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's small. I think there's plenty of eligible people out there. I do think it's hard to find your person, obviously. I can't imagine how much smaller it is, especially for successful women. Like, yeah, it's probably hard for successful guys because you don't know who's, like, wanting you for your, like, fame or wealth or, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, for women, it's even harder because it's, like, this isn't a dating podcast. Let me not get into it. Let me not say something controversial, but like, some men aren't like okay with their woman making more than them. Plenty of men are, obviously it's the 21st century, but like, that's one thing. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, who's using you for your fame and clout? And then on top of that, if you're someone that's famous and you're like, I might as well just date someone else famous, the amount of other famous men that are actually good human beings, it's like, the pool is so tiny. So I feel very bad for her, actually. Even though she has over this guy that has been nothing but nice to her, but I understand why she's so standoffish. Anyway, so yeah, William rejects her, Anna leaves. He's like talking to his friends like, I did the right thing, right? Like, she fucked me over, like I did the right thing. And they're like, yeah, totally. Even though they all know and he knows, like, sir, you're never gonna find someone like this, and also like you guys have a great connection, so like do your thing. So eventually, as like, I think it was when he repeated back that sentence of her saying I'm just a girl, and they were like, that he was like, oh my god, I messed up. So he goes on this whole like parade to go find her. His friends are helping him out, stopping traffic, making sure they check every place, like, where is she, where is she, where is she? And finally they end up at the last place, which is her press conference that she's at and that she's also going to be flying out from. So it's basically like her last stop in the UK before she goes back to Beverly Hills. Basically at the press conference, William says, oh, I made a huge mistake, like indirectly says that he made a mistake, and will she take him back? And she like tells the reporter like, oh, repeat what you asked before, which his question was like, how long do you plan to stay in England? And at first she was like, I'm leaving tonight, like this is my last thing to do before I leave. But once William shows himself and says like, I want you back, she's like, ask me that question again. And they're like, how long do you plan to stay in England? And she's like, indefinitely. Oh, Do you guys see those fireworks? Do you guys see the sparks flying? Yeah. So it's a magical little moment, you know, it's so happy, so rom-com, so sweet. And we get a perfectly wrapped up ending, a perfect rom-com tied in a bow ending of basically William and Anna being together. I don't know if they got married, but they are together. They're seen on the bench that they were seen on earlier in this like forbidden garden that they not used to, but they broke into one time. And they're laying on Anna's laying on the bench and she's pregnant and they live in Notting Hill and it's wonderful. You know, I don't know if it's just the sadist in me, but just one singular time, I would like to see some fucked up shit happening. And I understand that it wouldn't be a rom-com if some really crazy, weird, messed up thing happened at the end and they didn't end up together. But like just once, kind of like Anora. Kind of like Anora. Like I want it to be funny and lighthearted and amazing and also heartfelt and like gut-wrenching, but I want the ending to be like kind of like mean, not mean, but just like a real life ending of like, of course he didn't get the random celebrity that he was nice to once. Anyway, I'm being a hater. This is the wrong video for that. Comment below if you want me to do a hater series. I'd be way better at that. So yeah, basically, you know, I like to see that, but of course things turned out happy because that's a point of rom-coms and we love that. Maybe I don't love that, but I love it occasionally. Occasionally I like it, it's just like I have to really be in the mood for something cheesy, you know? Okay, on to the ratings. Just for a refresher, I have 5 categories. The first one is chemistry, and that's just how well did the leads connect. The next one is plot strength, and that just means is the story well-paced and engaging. Third is comedic value, and that's just evaluating if the comedy lands. Is it funny? Does it resonate? And how funny is it overall? Fourth is timelessness. Does the movie stand up today, or does it feel stuck in its era? Last category is fashion score. Are the outfits iconic and memorable, or not? Okay, so for chemistry, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I don't know if it's the phase of life I'm in right now, but I somewhat saw myself in Anna. Not in the international movie star way, obviously, but just in the way that people kind of just like marvel at her and as a spectacle. It's like this untouchable, unworldly thing. Like at the end of the day, she's just a girl. Please don't see her as this like mystical being, because for one, you're most likely going to get let down, and for two, she's just human. Julia Roberts always has that perfect little twinkle in her eye, which is so 90s rom-com coded. And casting her during this era just feels like a cheat code. I'm starting to understand. Obviously, I didn't know at first, but like, she is so the epitome of 90s rom-com. Her dynamic with William, the grounded, gentle bookshop owner, feels very genuine and real. The idea of this mega famous woman being drawn to someone so ordinary felt so surreal, but also very believable. Their connection never felt forced, and their quieter moments together had a sort of tenderness to it. It was kind of giving Ariana Grande with her random ex-boyfriend. I know they're not together anymore, so sorry about that, but like when she married, I guess he was like a real estate person. I could be totally saying that wrong. He might have done something else. I know he was like in that world, but like at the end of the day, he was not a celebrity before marrying Ariana Grande, you know? So it was kind of giving that in a sense of like, normal guy with this mega superstar, and like he doesn't have much going on, but like she loves it. Also, Ariana Grande's relationship with her husband at the time maybe would have been what happened to Anna and William, because at the end of the day, if you're a superstar, you're never really gonna stop being a superstar, and you would really have to go off grid and like disconnect from everything to become like incognito. So I don't know about that, but like maybe they would have gotten divorced like Ariana Grande and her man. I don't know, I'm just saying. Okay, so for plot strength, I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. To me personally, there just wasn't much going on in terms of plot. The story mainly loops through this cycle a few times of basically Anna getting close with William and then breaking apart, and then they get close, and then she has trust issues and breaks apart, and it's just like, it's very cyclical, and there's like not much more going on kind of like at all. So yeah, not a high score for that. William gets sad, then they get back together, William's down bad, blah blah blah. Also, we don't really get any insight into her life and what it's like when she's not with William. It's just like not much going on, honestly. They basically wash, rinse, and repeat this cycle of back and forth over and over again. The movie is kind of charming in a background movie type of way, like if you're at home on a Sunday or hanging out with a friend and you just want something that's like visually pleasing and like not hard to watch or like not gruesome in the background. It's very charming in that way. It's not that I disliked it, there just isn't much going on. And of course, seeing England on 35mm is always going to be very pleasurable to the eyes, so it wasn't like it was a bad movie or hard to look at. It was just not the most exciting thing, if you will. For comedic value, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is solid. I would have to say William's roommate Spike probably carried most of the comedic relief. And even William's sister, Honey, she kind of brought her own quirky British energy that was kind of funny as well. Most of these other characters weren't traditionally hot or polished, but like, I guess that's part of the laugh factor and part of the comedy is like, they're weird, a little hard to look at, and they're also just quirky, which we love. Their offbeat energy definitely made them more endearing. The humor wasn't groundbreaking, but it worked. There were solid jokes, solid delivery, and a good balance to the more sentimental parts of the movie. For timelessness, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Surprisingly, very little about this movie felt dated, unless you count Anna saying newspapers last forever. But like, to me, that was more so just like a fun time capsule moment and very integral to the time. Like, of course you would think newspapers last forever, so I wouldn't even count that towards a score, hence why I gave it a almost perfect score, 4 out of 5. The themes of privacy and fame and the way people dehumanize celebrities is definitely something that translates to today, especially with the way that social media but is a vehicle for people to dissect other humans, whether it's an influencer or celebrity that they don't even know. They just get to go ham anonymously on someone that they've never met and say nasty things about them and make assumptions about their life. So I definitely think that aspect definitely translated to today. Also, the scene where Anna is at dinner and these men at the other table, they're like dogpiling on her and like talking about her and saying like she's pretty but she couldn't do this and couldn't be that, is like essentially a real life representation of the digital landscape today, which is just like people constantly making assumptions and talking shit about people they've never met, which is devastating but also very accurate. Anna's experiences both as a celebrity but also just a woman are definitely things that still resonate today and feel very timeless, unfortunately. Alright, for the fashion score, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Julia Roberts had a few solid looks in this movie, but nothing that was really mind-boggling, such as her first look when she came to the bookstore. I think it was all black, a little beret, a little crop top that I didn't realize was a crop top until she had to change. It was very much giving model off-duty look. Simple, clean, stylish, it was great. To me, Honey, William's sister, she was the one that was truly giving 90s vibes with her like crazy spiky hair and like fun dress. Like to me, even though she was supposed to be the awkward sort of off-putting sister, I was like, that's 90s. Also, I noticed Anna wearing Vans and I was like, that's kind of unexpected, but also kind of cool. I really liked seeing that. I think Vans started like in the 60s or something like that, but maybe the 90s is when they started to pop off, which makes sense because she lives in Beverly Hills, which means obviously skate culture is like prevalent in the West Coast. So I don't know if that was a West Coast thing at the time, but regardless, seeing Vans in like a movie like this, especially seeing Vans on Julia Roberts, I was like, yeah, she was definitely giving like cool girl vibes, which I can appreciate, you know? Regardless though, I don't feel like fashion was a huge part of this, especially in comparison to movies like Clueless, Pretty Woman, all those things. So anyway, that gives us a total score of 17 out of 25. Definitely not bad, definitely not the best. This is more of a chill background movie. That's just what I'm gonna say. Overall, Notting Hill is warm, soft, a little awkward, and very much easy to watch. It doesn't have the iconic fashion of Clueless or the fiery bite of 10 Things I Hate About You, but it brings something quieter to the table, and that's sincerity, which I think is very endearing and nice to see. Anywho, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it if you want to. Or if it's been a while, maybe it's worth rewatching it. I'd probably rewatch it, but not in a like totally locked in taking notes kind of way. In a okay, it's on type of way. So next time, if it's a rainy Sunday, maybe you'll put on this movie and really enjoy yourself. Regardless, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!